Hey, it's Eric with the Future Mill, and we are at it again. The media, they're talking about the next big recession. Last one was 2008. They're saying the stock market hit an all-time high, and now we're getting some pullback. So what's going to happen? Well, I wish I had the crystal ball and we could, just find out exactly when this is going to happen, because we pull it all out, we go to cash, and we sit there. And then we know when the bottom of the market is, and then we put all our money back into the stock market when it hits the bottom, and then it comes back. And it's the best thing ever, right? But it never works that way. Instead, we don't know when the top of the market is, where the bottom of the market is, but there are things that you can do to plan for the next recession, and that's what I want to talk about. Let's do this! So the media's at it again. They are talking about the next big recession. It's been happening since the last recession. So what are you going to do about it? Because right now what's happening is, it's like the Chicken Little story. People are running around saying, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. But is the sky actually falling? Because what ends up happening is everybody gets in a panic and then nothing ends up happening. Now, could it happen? It absolutely could. And that's what I want to make sure you are prepared for. So let's talk about the first thing you should do. The first thing is that you should set aside 3 to 6 months emergency reserves. This is liquid cash that is in a bank account. This isn't money that is locked up in a CD, anything like that. It's in a savings account that you could go down to the bank tomorrow and get money out of. If you were to lose your job tomorrow and you were making $50,000 a year and you have nothing in your bank account, how are you going to afford to pay your bills to get through the next recession? You see, in 2008, people were losing their jobs. They weren't willing to take jobs that were paying less money because they had to make sure they were keeping up with what their regular lifestyle was. That's what you can't do. You've got to make sure you've got 3 to 6 months living expenses to carry you, but you may have to take a less paying job. And that's part of where that 3 to 6 months is. It can help supplement a lower income. The next thing you should do is limit the debt you have. It's not time to have the brand new cars and the brand new houses. If a recession does hit, you have to make sure you aren't living paycheck to paycheck and you are covering the bills you have. In 2008, we saw it happen. People had brand new cars, the brand new houses, and the recession ate their lunch. They lost everything they had. I don't want that to happen to you, so make sure you're going through and start getting rid of debt. If you have the fancy car, maybe it's time to trade it in on a lesser of a payment, or if nothing else, if you've got the cash, pay it off. That's an even better option. So make sure whatever you are doing, you are decreasing the amount of debt that you have. If a recession hits, you will be thankful for this. Now let's transition to your investments and your portfolio. What is your risk tolerance? How comfortable are you with volatility in the stock market? You see, everybody wants gains, but nobody wants declines. In 2008, a lot of people wanted to live this aggressive life when it came to the stock market because it was steadily going up. We've seen this again because it's steadily going up, and what people have wanted to do is go 100% in the stock market. Well, let's just say hypothetically, and it's not quite this, but hypothetically, the S&P 500 went down 40% in 2008. If we say that, let's just give another hypothetical scenario and say that you have $1 million. If you have $1 million and it goes down 40%, then you are down to $600,000. Now you have 3 options. You sell off, or you buy more, or you just hold the course. If you're going to sell off, that means you definitely need to look at lowering your risk tolerance. You can't afford to sell off because what ends up happening is you don't know when to get back into the market. I met with somebody this past year, and what they had done was sell off in 2008, and then in 2019 they wanted to get back in the stock market. Well, I'm sorry, but it's a little late in the game for that, because what you have done now is sold off in 2008, you wait till 2013 when the market rebounds, and then you sat on the sidelines for another 6 years before you decided to get into the market, and it has cost you an extreme amount of money. So what you have to do is make sure you've got the right balance of stocks and bonds in your portfolio so that it's not going to be as volatile if you're wanting to sell off. Be careful with this. Seek help with this. There are financial advisors who should be able to help you. If you don't have one or you have questions and they're not helping you, reach out to us, thefuturemill.com. Click Get Started and book a call. We'll be happy to talk to you about this. So make sure you are prepared for a recession, have the emergency reserve set up, pay off the debts, and make sure your risk tolerance and portfolio are aligned. If you have not yet, please like and subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for watching.